Okay, so let's dig around and dig into this nasty little lesson that I have to learn here. They say that you learn the most when you're in the most pain, so let's dig in now and see what we see. So first, let's look at the facts, and here's how we already know that today I lost $97.36 on 2 trades, and here are the stats for the week via NinjaTrader Control Center. I'm up, so we'll look at the facts, then we'll look at the pros and cons, do some hypotheses, and then make a plan of action for next week. So an appraisal, like looking over all of the facts, we have 8 trades this week, 3 wins, 5 losses, still positive by more than 1 risk unit, about a risk unit and a half. Let's look at the summary. Profit factor 1.28, that's good. Drawdowns not too steep, and the stats are good. 8 trades, 37.5% win rate, 2.13 to 1, and all of the rest of it. What did I wanted to check one thing. The average losing trade is $50.68, so that's our risk. And then 70, we said we have $70 odd, so that's about 1.4 times my risk after 8 trades. So if you do the math, 1.4 divided by 8 gives you 0.175 expectancy. Not too bad, a good week in terms of stats. So those are the facts there. And then in the journal, I am currently keeping a log of, in the attempt to improve my exits, I'm keeping a log of what my targets were at the time of putting on the trade, and I'll just take you through these little this little code here, what these letters mean. So C means I had to take the trade off at the close. It didn't get the target, but the close of the market caught up with me and I had to take the trade off for win, lose or draw. Y means yes, it did hit the target, whatever this target is here. N means no, it didn't hit the target, meaning it hit the stop before it hit the target. And then one letter that you don't see here is going to be N for news. So I guess I should call these something else, because news is gonna, well, I'll just write out news so that we can tell the difference between N for no and N for news. So you got close, news, yes and no. So all we have to look at to see how efficient we are with our exits or holding to targets is look at the 2 yeses. 537 on 6A, 459 on 6A as well. And if we look to the charts, we'll see that I gave back, or I didn't hold. Let's go back to 6A. This one is the first one. The target should have been 3.7. I got out 3.4, so $30 missing there. And then the only other 6A win got out here at 4.6, which we covered off yesterday, and the target was 5.9 right here. So that's $130. So not holding to targets cost me $160 this week. So that's one thing to bear in mind. So I'll write it all down at the end of this video, but essentially not holding to targets cost me twice as much profit as I actually made this week, meaning I would have multiplied my profit by 3, more than 3. So that's very significant. And the other facts are that I've been trying to get away, the main fact is I've been trying to get away from nighttime trading. And I have done that, because if you look here, you won't see you shouldn't see any trades entered after midnight. So I haven't been waiting up and doing the burning the candle at both ends like I have been in prior weeks. And I think this has been what's the word? I can't even think now. Fundamental. It's played a big role in terms of how much profit I did or didn't get this week. So those are the facts. So what conclusions can we draw from them? Oh, a few more facts. The pairs. 6A landed like this, $218.96, and the missing trades, the missing profits in not holding towards targets, or not holding until targets, all comes from 6A. So that means that we have to add on another $160 to this. And so 6A's total this week would have been 378 or thereabouts, 380. So that's 6A, which we should be trading, because as you know, if you've been following my videos, I was supposed to be avoiding 6B and 6C. And then if we look to YM, we have just 2 trades. Now bear in mind, YM is my best pair, and or my best instrument, and I've been avoiding that. So that's something to take note of as well. And then finally, we shouldn't see anything else. We don't see 6B, which is my worst instrument, so that's good. But we still see 6C, which is also negative over the sample size, but I insisted on trading it. It's also interesting to note that this one win wouldn't have got to target and would have come back and stopped me out if the close hadn't have saved me. So 6C hasn't been great either. And now what I would like to do is go over the charts briefly with the focus on YM. So we'll do that now. Okay, so here we are on YM. Let's go back to Monday. Monday this was last Friday, and you see I got stopped to the tick, and that played on my mind as well, because I saw the ensuing move, and that hurt me, even if I couldn't have been in that move, because it would involve staying in over the weekend. But that had a small, tiny effect on my psychology. Then, if I was up for my nighttime trading, I could have caught this move for, 5, 6, 7 R, probably 7 R up here. And then I had 2 shorts here, which, if you go back to that video, order flow kept me out of these 2 shorts. Then nighttime trading again, I was actually up for this and I refused. I believe it was 98 long, don't quote me on that, but it was some I would have got in and achieved the profit target, but that is documented in a prior video. And then nothing on, this should be Tuesday the 25th, yeah, nothing there. And by Wednesday the 26th, I had just had enough, because I looked back at the nighttime trading that I have decided to leave behind. I looked at these 2 shorts here, which I left behind because of order flow. I looked at this nighttime long that I left behind as well, purposely left behind, and it just got the better of me, and I got in a bit retail here, and then couldn't afford to take the actual short here. So I've really messed myself about this week on YM. I've taken 2 losses. Then again, I had lost on Thursday. I believe this is Thursday, the 27th, yeah. And I just wasn't feeling it, so I was up $50. I could have put this trade on, and I had just beaten myself down over the course of the week in indecision. So I missed that one as well, and then got this trade, which is fine. But again, a little retail, and I'd have been better off going 74, in which case I'd still be in the trade looking for whatever it was up here, 34. So looking for 6R. So yeah, that's YM. 6A, we know the story. I just simply took trades off 2 soon, but apart from that, I took the right number of trades there. And in 6C, I just shouldn't have traded at all, quite frankly. Lost there, lost there. Good trades, but just shouldn't be taking them because of my hit rate and my expectancy in those in that instrument. So I'm going to pause the video, write down what I've learned and what I'm going to do differently this next week. So this is what I have to work on for next week. This is something completely in control, this is something completely within my control. Only trade the YM and 6A, no exceptions. I made too many exceptions this week. 1 became 3 in 6C, and that makes up 37.5% of this week's trading volume, which is unacceptable. So I won't see not one 6C or 6B trade in my trade log by the end of next week. Embrace the decision to move away from nighttime trading. This is what caused me the most problem, because I saw some stellar wins that I would have been in had I been trading in last week's mode, and I had to move away from that in order to bring myself over to daytime trading. But unfortunately, or due to lack of discipline, I still stayed up and I still watched them happening. So that frustrated me, and that's the biggest thing that threw me off this week. Know that there will be a period of adjustment and missed opportunity, and be at peace with that. So perhaps that was a necessary evil this week, that I was going to take time to let go of trading the nighttime hours. And so that frustration and missed opportunity is just something that goes with the territory. So let's try and do better at that next week and stay away from nighttime trading. And then trade the YM a little more frequently, because that's where the money is in terms of my 60 or 70 odd trades of stats. And then finally, hold to target. I've put that in brackets because that's not really a problem for me. The reason why I got out of the targets is just simply a case of energy, and I had consumed all my energy watching YM trades go without me at night, essentially, early on in the week. And then that caused me to be impatient and jump the gun on the 2 YM trades that I did take. That one did go to target, and this one we've yet to see whether 874 entry with an 864 stop is going to hold, and whether that's going to make its way to target. But regardless of whether it does or it doesn't, I jumped the gun a little bit on the 2 YM trades that I did take. So that's that for next week. I will pause the video and just show you what the updated combine equity curve looks like, and then we'll leave it there. So this is what the equity curve looked like last Friday. I will pause the video after I've uploaded new data, and you'll see how that changes a week later. So back in a second. Ta-da! So there it is. We had this is where we were this time last week. And then this has been this week: 3 winning days, 2 losing days. More winners, more losers than winners in terms of trades, but good reward to risk, and that's why we've ended up positive. This is where we were. We got to 900 odd near the high. Obviously $1,000 is going to be a psychological resistance point, and we've since bounced back down. The great thing is that there are new highs, new equity highs. So before, where I was saying, if you remember last week, I was talking about here's the beginning, we got a low, we got another low here, but this wouldn't become a low until we took out this high. So we had 2 higher highs but only 1 low, and had yet to establish a higher low. But as we've taken out this high now, this is technically an uptrend, so that's a good thing. But I'm a month in, and I'm only just over halfway towards the combine target. So as I mentioned some time ago, when deciding how to go ahead, I was looking at 2 months to complete the combine. And then as the combine target is now I mean, the funded trader prep target is the same as the combine target. That means I'm going to have to do another 2 months to pass funded trader prep, and then another 2 months to build the necessary cushion to be able to start withdrawing a check. So we've done 1 of 6 months at this pace, and then at the end of all that, you will be able to expect somewhere in the region of $750 per contract per month, and that's before their hefty 100 with the two. If I'm going to do YM and 6A, I'm going to need 2 exchanges, and that's going to end up being 170. So you can see this is I'm very grateful to be able to make any kind of profit in the market, but I'm a little ways off being able to pay the bills at this stage, because if you take 750 after commissions per contract per month and you take off 170, you're now at 580 a month. So for us and what we've got planned in terms of moving to Thailand and the cost of living in Thailand, you're going to need at least 3 contracts at that pace with a Top Step Trader account. And this is not factoring in their 20%. After I get past 5k, they're going to take 20% off of this. So if we want to factor that in, 20% off of this is 150. So now you've got 600 minus 170, you're all the way down to 430. So really, I really need more capital to be able to make this work. But for now, I'm going to continue as an exercise of consistency and potentially look at using my own account if I've got, if I pass a combine and it's not worth my while going through this 6-month process, then I'll move straight to our own funded account with 1 contract and take it from there. But 430, you're going to need to get up to sort of 4 or 5 contracts to make that work on a monthly basis in Thailand, and that's a little ways away right now. So those are my thought processes. If you've got any input, I'd welcome it, as long as it's constructive. And any ideas or thoughts, I've pretty much got it mapped out. This is what I'm able to achieve. I probably can do better. This is with my what I call impaired state of mind. So quite frankly, it's a miracle I'm able to accomplish this after where I was. And once again, I'll share the tips that have got me from consistent loser to consistent winner, albeit in a very slow process. But we shouldn't really, I'm not going to turn my nose up at what I've been able to accomplish so far, because, for example, this week we've made 1.4 times our risk on 8 trades. If we were to risk 1% per trade, then this week we would have made 1.4%. And if you trade 50 or even 48 weeks out of the year, you can do the math. 1.4 times by 48 equals a fifth of 48 is 9.6, 18, 19.2. You would end up with 0.8% shy of 68%, so 67.2% per year after costs. That's not shabby if you have an 100k account or a $200,000 account. So anyway, I've yabbered on too much. This video's been too long, but those are my thoughts. That's what I'm gonna ruminate and chew on over the weekend. And as always, stick to your rules and follow your plan, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now and have a nice weekend.